All right. What's up, you guys? Happy Monday night. Welcome to our Team Huddle. My name is Trisha Farland. We have so many brand new faces that are joining our organization, joining this movement that has it's just been absolutely mind-blowing, and it's going to be so exciting as we are just charging into this brand new year and this brand new decade. So if this is your first time on one of our huddles, you're brand new to the organization, go ahead in the comments and just write hello. And for everyone else, let's give them a nice big welcome. Say hi, let them know we love them, that we're here for them. And if you guys are tuning in and you have the capability of putting on your video, please do so. I know that we love to be able to see people's faces. Energy feeds energy. So it is really important for the people that are sharing and speaking that they can see you and feel your love and your energy, even if it's just through this. So, all right, I'm going to get started. Before I get started with announcements, we're just going to do what we always do. You know that I absolutely love and encourage everyone to take a minute before we dive into this. Take a minute from putting the kids down or getting the kids ready for dinner or whatever you've done, or you're just running around like crazy. You just got home from work, the dogs are barking, whatever it is, and just take a minute to just literally, what are you grateful for? Like, what is the one thing that you are just super grateful for right now? People are already dropping it. I love it. Yes, our COC call was bomb tonight. It was so good. Yes, Zach, that's amazing. I'm so proud of Caitlin. That's awesome. Grateful for our furnace got fixed today. That's super important for this opportunity. Yeah, there's so many things, guys, that we have to be grateful for. And like exactly what Melissa just said, like we were just talking about Kobe and just the news that everyone got yesterday about Kobe Bryant, and just the realization that, you know, like life is short, right? Like no one's guaranteed anything. Like he had plans today, right? Like his daughter was supposed to go to school today, you know, like, and so like nothing is guaranteed. And so like take time every day to be grateful for something. Like you have so much to be grateful for, because in the midst of things, when things feel stressful, when you feel stressed out, when you feel like, gosh, like, and I'm not preaching, because like this is like I get in the same funk where I'm like, ugh, like things suck, or if I just had this, it'd be better. Like we already have 1 million blessings literally surrounding us at every given second of the day. The fact that you woke up, the fact that you're breathing, the fact that you have your loved ones home with you. So I just think, sorry, I feel like my dog is chewing something in the room, but I'm just gonna let him go. We'll find out what my rug looks like when I get off this call. But yeah, so just being grateful and just like dropping that in the comments is something that is super important. Can you hear all the ruckus? I'm really sorry. If bells start ringing, it's because he's gonna go insane. Okay, so a couple of quick announcements before we get going. 22% off is through midnight tonight. Listen to me if you have not done so yet, guys. Stock up. Like, get your boxes, things that you don't have on Smart Ship. Stock up on the cream. Like, I don't know about you, I stocked up on so much latte nut. Like, there gonna be none left for you guys. Like, I'm like, I want it all, every last bit. Dark cherry, like, get those boxes, get those, like, like, guys, you guys should be selling trial packs of the brand new flavors, right? Like, do a variety pack of brand new flavors that you can offer people, because they're not going to jump in and buy a full box of something right away. Like, I know for me, like, I like to try things out first. Like, they're going to want to be able to do that. So get those while they're on sale so that you have them and that you can offer those trial packs, especially to those customers, especially those people who are already 10-day challenge customers, or they've done the reboot, or they're on the fence. They just want to try what sunshine tastes like or something like that. So make sure that you're getting that. Sunshine is not out, but I don't know why I just threw out sunshine because it's on my brain. All right. The Rhino Run's still going on. Make sure that you guys are getting in on that. We have 3 people from our organization who are in the top 10. It's like Chrissy Petty and Natalie Waymack. And then we also have Ashley Salvatore. So super exciting. And beyond that, like, I was going through the list, like, there are so many of you on that list, you guys. Like, it's amazing and it's mind-blowing, the people that are just throwing those points up on the board. Like, and it's not about the sweatband, although Travis is so excited about it. Like, it's not about the sweatband. It's not about the t-shirt. It's about the effort that you're putting into it. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about tonight. So, like, how many more points can you get up by the end of this month, right? Like, how much more action can you take to produce that momentum to get those points up on that board. Okay. And like, yeah, like the sweatband's going to be cool. And so is the t-shirt. And so is that like gun thing, that Theragun. All right. Biz opportunity call tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Many of you are going to Epic, I'm sure. So you guys are going to be packing, but look, if you guys have people, if you like, I know there's so many business opportunity calls that happen. We have such a massive organization. This is just one that I'm just happening to run. So if you have people that want to get plugged in before you get on that plane or before you do anything, go ahead. It's going to be tomorrow at 9 p.m. I posted it in our team page. I will post out the link. And then the February market calendar, all the things that are coming up next month will be dropped sometime this week before February. I absolutely promise you. And that is it. So I'm going to just get rolling in tonight. If I forgot something, I'm really sorry. Natalie, I just, or Womack, it's way back. But I'm going to get started talking about this. So speaking of Kobe, right? Like, I'm not trying to like do this in like a somber tone or like be like bring anybody down, because like, that's not what this is about. But you know, we were just talking on the COC call, and I think anyone who followed anything that had to do with Kobe Bryant, like, yeah, he was a great basketball player, but he wasn't great just because like he just showed up one day and was like, I'm really good at basketball, right? Like, he had the skills, but like it took him practicing over and over again, right? Like, he worked harder than anybody else that was out there. And that's why he is the legend that he is, you know, like it took him practicing, dribbling, taking those shots over and over, over and over, over and over and over and over. And last week we talked about this. We were talking, and if you guys were on the call last week, we talked a lot last week about habits, right? And we talked about how habits are the things that build the muscle. They're going to build the muscle to grow your business. And I know I've talked about this in the past, but it made me think about a story that when I was a part of a different company that they talked about with baseball players. And I don't know if I talked about this last week, so if I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry, but like, we're just taking part one from last week and we're rolling it into what we said we were going to talk about this week. But it talked about baseball players. And has anyone here played softball or baseball? And maybe I didn't play softball. Like I was a cheerleader. Like, I knew nothing about sports except football. So I probably shouldn't say softball because I don't know if this is true. But Melissa, of course you played softball. I could totally see you. I could totally see you playing softball. That's why you're so competitive. And so what they do, right? The professional baseball players, they would go out there, and when they would practice during spring training, they would do these things. They would take their bat, right? And they would practice their swing over and over and over and over and over and over again. But in order to build the muscle, to make sure they had a better swing, a faster swing, to be able to hit the ball harder and further, they would put weights on their bat, right? And they would start with 1 weight, then 2 weights, 3 weights, 4 weights, 5 weights. Did you do this, Melissa? Okay, so she did it too. And so you would put these weights on, right? And they were called donuts, right? They would call them like donuts, like, oh, like how many donuts are on your back, right? And they would swing. And so if you think about it, right? Like, you're swinging with weights on your back over and over and over again, right? Think about what would happen when you're in the real game and those weights come off and you have to swing, right? Like, could you imagine how fast that you're going because you've been practicing heavy, you've been practicing hard off the field, like before the real game starts. And so he used this analogy, and when he said it, it made so much sense to me when it came for me doing my daily activity in my business, right? If I can practice and I can go heavy and hard and I can do all the hard work, right? Because talking to people and reaching, like, I love Instagram stories. I get Instagram stories all day long, but like actually like having the conversations and doing the daily activities that's going to take my business to the next level, right? Those things are hard. Those things are things that it's like, you're getting dirty doing it, right? And so as we're talking about DMOs today, like DMOs are daily methods of operation, you guys. And I want you to think about like donuts, right? Like, your DMOs are going to be your donuts that you're putting on your back, and not like the kind that you eat, you guys, like the weighted donuts that you're going to be putting on your back every single day in order to get that practice in order to build the muscle that you need to build for habits and rituals, those things that are going to make you 1% better. And so what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to take you through a really quick overall coverage of what the daily methods of operations are. I have a few quick, like, this is the way you do it. I pulsed out the DMO thing, or did I post it out, or did I just post it in the team page? I'll post it out with the replay of this call. The actual sheet that I showed you guys last week, it's also in the Keto Collective team page. Also, anybody who's waiting to get in the Keto Collective, this is just a housekeeping thing really fast. Answer the questions because there's 100 humans trying to get in, and so many people aren't answering questions. So go back, check the questions, make sure you answer them, and I will let you in. But like I'm all about protecting the house. I'm very protective of our organization and our team. So I want to make sure the right people are in the group. So if you have not been accepted, it's not because I'm like, me. Just go answer the questions. And if you have teammates who are not on this call right now, make sure they're answering the questions. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through this, and then I'm going to do a shoot around with some people that want to share their tips for DMO. So like, are you excited to hear from some people, like the actual things that like I do every single day to grow my business, like how I'm here, right? Like, how did I get here? How do we have this large organization? Like, what are we doing? And this didn't just start with Prove It, you guys. Like, I want you guys to keep in mind, like, I've been in, like, this started 5 years ago, right? Like, I've been doing this every day for 5 years, and consistency is amazing. So let me share my screen because I got fancy and made a PowerPoint for you guys. Okay. So share. Okay. So let me just get through this really, really fast. Okay. Can everybody see this? Everyone can see this? Yes? I can see Stacy. Stacy, can you see this? Okay. It makes me so hard. It's so hard. Also, is this thing like right in the middle for you guys too? Can you see like the big manage participants thing? Okay. All right. So daily methods of operation. So this, guys, again, it's just like, what are the daily things that you do to grow your business, right? So here we go. So the daily methods of operation, this is a quick overview. This is nothing special. You guys do not have to write everything out right now. These are just your habits, right? Like, what are the habits you're going to do to grow your business? Just like if like you want to run a marathon or run a 10K or something like that, like you have to have daily habits that are going to help get you into that shape, right? Like, you're going to have to eat better. You're going to have to drink a lot more water. You're going to have to go running every single day, right? You want a tidy house. Like, you have to have habits. You have to make your bed in the morning. You have to pick up after your kids when you really don't want to. You got to pick up your husband's shoes from the doorway for the 30th time in a day. And you're like, why are these here? Right? Like, but those are the habits that we get into, right? They're the things that are going to build your muscle. And so like, when we talk about habits, I always come back to this phrase because I think it's so incredibly important to remember this, but like, your business is being built every single day, either by default or by design. By default, meaning you're sitting there wishing, waiting, hoping that it's going to grow itself, or by design, like you're putting in the effort, like you're the one out there messaging 10, 15, 20 people a day. You're building these connections, you're building these relationships. And it's not going to be like, oh, I can message 100 people on Monday and then I'll be done for the next 3 weeks. Or I had a really good month and all these people were buying trial packs, but now I'm just going to like take my foot off the brake for a little bit or take my foot off the gas for a little. I also screw up every single saying that there is. So just excuse me, because I will just say the wrong things. But like, seriously, like, it's just like, it takes the 1% every day. 1% difference every day. It's the 1% in people like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, right? Like, that makes them so far beyond better than any other basketball player that has ever been out there, right? It's because the habits that they built every single day. So here are the DMOs, right? I'm going to do a shot fire around this. So here we go. So like the first DMO, like that I focus on every single day. And guys, this is what I do every single day. I'm not even kidding you. The first thing we do is we're going to add to your network, right? This can be done in multiple ways, but listen to me. This is so important. If you're not adding people to your network, you have no one to talk to. You will eventually run out of people to talk to. You will go live every single day for the same 5 people, for the same 6 people, for the same 7 people. You will go live. You will share your Instagram stories and you will share what you're doing every single day with the same exact people. I'm not saying they're not going to be buying ketones further down the lane, but like, this is it. Like, you need to add people. More eyes need to be on what you're doing so that you can have a larger and greater impact around everyone, right? So different ways that we do this. So on Facebook, right? And guys, listen to me, like, this is super important. Like, pick your lane and go. Okay. Like, figure out where you work and go with that. Do not try to do all of this because this is not what it's about. You're going to pick your lane and you're going to go. You're going to find out, like, double down on something that you're already doing well or something that you're already good at. So like, if you're really good on Facebook right now, or that's where you feel the most comfortable and that's where you feel like you have the most engagement, stay there. If you're already like Instagram, like this is your jam, like you love it, like you're talking to people, go there. If you're like, I don't even like social media that much, like I love talking to people at work, then do that. But like, figure out what works for you. And I want you to stay in your lane. Don't worry about if I'm growing my business on Facebook or Instagram, and don't worry about if Melissa's growing her business through Facebook Lives or if she's doing more keto life parties, right? Like, what works for you? That's going to be what's important here. And that's going to keep the longevity of staying with it. So Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, here's a couple things that you can do. Number one, you add friends. How do you add friends? Well, like, I think all the time you have suggested friends, right? Especially if you're just getting started, add them, right? Like, make sure they're not creepy humans and just add the people to your network, right? It's not about who they are sometimes it's about who they know, right? Like, they could be a really good connector for you. Add friends of friends. Something that when I was really rocking out Facebook for myself is that I would have friends and I would go into their friends list and I wouldn't just go through and just add, because that's not the person I was. I would go through their friends list and I would click on people's names, and this does take time. Like, I would click on people's names and pull up their, like, what is their profile picture like? Is this someone I would be friends with? Like, I'm not doing it in a sleazy way just to be like, I want 1 million followers, or I want everyone to buy ketones, or is this someone that I think I would connect with and I would have things in common with? Because you can't connect and engage and do all of that and move down the process if you don't already have some type of like underlying like connection. Does that make sense? Like, you want to have some similarities, you want to have some commonalities between you two. So I would go to the friends of friends and I would just go through and I would just click add and like whatever. And then if like, that's it, right? And you guys have a mutual friend, it's super easy. Oh, look, there's probably so many spelling errors. I did this all barefoot in the past. So add friends from a group, right? So like, if you're already participating in groups, right? And if you're not in Facebook groups yet, if you are a Facebook person and you're not in Facebook groups, you're missing everything right now. Find 5 groups that are going to like go like rock with you. And we're going to like, this isn't I'm not going to go into like how to add people from groups and how to do, this is just ideas right now. We can go deeper into this, but right now this is just like a quick, like, this is it. But like, if you're in groups, add people from groups. Just go, like, you don't just go through and add, like, don't be crazy about it. But like, who are people in those groups that you think you're connecting with? Whether it's a mom's group, whether it's a rock climbing group, whether it's a dog group, right? Like, I used to be in a pug group back in Phoenix when I had a pug. If you have a free keto community group, invite people to your free group, post a recipe, add like, hey, if you want, or don't post a picture of something you're sharing, be like, hey, if you want more keto stuff, like, join my group, right? Like, or whatever. Like, but ask people to join your free group, whatever your group is about. It could be keto. Some people just do like a community where people are just accountable and like loving and supporting one another, which is awesome. And then if you already have a group, have your members invite members. So like, give out a free packet of ketones or like 3 packets of ketones. Be like, hey, I'm putting everyone in drawing to win, this the 3 coffee sampler, like the new cream like flavors, right? For anybody that adds, like, invites their friends and gets them into the group, the more the merrier. Like, let's join it and see if they can add, right? Like, that's growing your network because they're in your group. They're going to be seeing what you're posting and you're sharing about. But that's like, those are some things for Facebook. For Instagram, search hashtag, you guys, like, and don't just search keto hashtags. If you are like, and hear me, like, with a really open heart. If you're like not like a super keto person, like, you don't have to search keto hashtags. Like, you don't have to find people that are keto to drink ketones. Like, that's not the way it goes. Like, maybe like, I search preschool mom hashtags. I search boy mom hashtags. I search about like places I shop, like things like that. Like, it doesn't have to be one thing. It doesn't have to just be keto or low carb or dirty keto or anything like that. Like, it could just be about who you are. So find those hashtags and go for it. Search people in hashtags, click follow, and then you go from there. And you can search, like, this is something I used to love doing, is I would search like celebrities or accounts that I really, really connect with that, like people I don't know, right? Like, so I'm not talking about like, it's not about how many like followers a person has. It's about the people that you connect with, right? So like, let's say I connected with, I don't know, I just thought of Candace Cameron Bure because I think about her and her kids, and holiday Hallmark movies just ended, right? So like, let's say I'm following her on Instagram or something. Something that you could do is you could simply like go to a picture that you like or a post that she likes and say she has 7,000 people that liked it or commented on it, right? You just click on their profile, click on their name. Is that someone that you think like, is that like, look at their profile? Is that someone that you think you would like connect with? You like to see more about? Click follow. And like, just add 5 to 10 people that way every single day. Just click follow and see if they follow you back, and you just build a relationship from there. It's not about, again, it's not about being sleazy and just like follow, but like doing that. But I'm telling you, if you want to add 5 people to your network on Instagram, you're going to have to follow like probably like 10 to 20, depending on the value that you're providing. Another thing is you need to use hashtags. The same way you're searching for hashtags, you need to use hashtags, 30 of them, every single post that you make, you guys, 30 hashtags, every single post you make, if you're doing Instagram. If you're doing Facebook, just don't even listen to me, because like, I want you to like flourish exactly where you are. And then if you're someone like you're an in-person person, right? Like you just like to talk to people, you think you want to do KLP parties, guys, it's super easy. Just talk to humans. Like, just talk to humans. Be friendly with people. If you're at the park, if you're at the grocery store and you're wearing a shirt, if you're at Target and you're like talking to someone that happens to be whatever, just be like, hey, are you on social? Like, I'd love to be able to stay connected. Or like, if you're not on social, right? Because that's a good way you can add people to your Facebook. And like, are you on social? Because people are weirded out by phone numbers nowadays. But like, you could be like, hey, are you on social? Like what is your like, what's your handle, or what's this, or here's mine, like follow me, like I'd love to see, like I'd love to just follow you and see what's going on, like something simple, like, and don't get weirded out by it, because we're more awkward about it than anyone else is. I cannot tell you how many times that like I've been talking to a mom and they're like, are you on social? Like, I totally just like want to follow you. And that's how I put that there. Like, I just want to stay connected, because like moms have said that to me, and I never once have been weirded out by that. But if I was like, when I say the words to someone, I'm always like, oh my God, what if they say no? People don't think that. It's all in our heads, you guys. So like, just have those conversations, like be willing to step out and have those conversations. But that also means you need to leave your house. If you want to do it in person, that also means you need to leave your house, which introvert Trish over here doesn't want to do. All right, the next thing is going to be engage and prospect. Is this line in front of it for everybody? No, you guys can't see like the big blah. Okay, good. So engage or prospect, right? So I know we use prospect. I like to use the word engage sometimes, because I like to kind of differentiate how I'm going to do this with people. So if you're on social, right? Social media, you guys, how do you engage with people, right? And you're going to be doing this 5 or 10 times throughout the day, depending on your number of DMOs that you're going to do. So you go to their page. So let's say I added Stacy. So this all is progressive, right? So let's say I met Stacy in a firefighter group. So whatever. I met Stacy, and her and I were chatting, and I like added her as a friend, and she accepted my friend request. I'm going to write her name down, you guys. Like, keep track of what you're doing. I'm going to write her name down. And for every couple days, I'm going to go to her page, and I'm just going to engage, right? I'm going to like, I'm going to comment, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to keep track of how many times I'm doing that with her, right? Because I don't want to like do it once. I don't want to do it like 50 times, right? I'm not going to be a crazy stalker person, right? I might ask a question on one of her posts, right? Like, I'm commenting on her page. Same thing with stories, you guys. Like, if you're on Instagram and you're watching people's stories, like, you can go ahead and like their story. You can do that, or you can comment on their pictures that they're posting or their posts that they're making, right? But like, provide value to them, right? Don't just like be like heart. Like, if you like what they say, why did you say it? Like, don't be fake. Like, actually be real and build genuine relationships with these people. But like, go and just really quickly like, comment, like ask them a question about something they posted, something like that. You can do it on Instagram or Facebook. Now, if you are using now let's say that you're like, all right, like, how do I also like grow those people to add to my network? You can also go and engage and prospect in those groups that you're in on Facebook. So if you're in certain groups, you go in there, reply, like if people are asking questions, give them some value, comment on it, right? Like, but go into those groups and engage in those groups. And so I do two separate things. Like I like engage and like on Instagram, and then I do have Facebook groups that I still go in, and like I'll engage in those groups, and I use those as two separate DMOs, and you'll see that on that sheet. But like, these are just ideas, right? Like these are just things to get you to like put into action tomorrow. And so that's engaging, right? Like you're just on their page, it's just friendly, liking, blah, 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 blah. The next thing you're going to do is now you're going to start building connections with them. And so when I say connect, this is going to be your first real conversation starter, like through a message, right? This is where you might start messaging them through their Instagram stories. This is where you might send them a message on Facebook or something like that, like however that is. Be a human, you guys. Like, please do not be like, hey girl, I've seen that you've been following me or whatever. Like, do you want to try ketones? Like, I love the ketones. Like, they're so good and my life has changed. Like, it's not about, just be a human. Like, you don't worry about it. Like, just send them a message, right? So now I've been engaging and commenting on Stacy's page now I've done it 7 times. And now I'm going to send her a message and I'm going to say, Stacy, what's up? I was like, I totally just like forgot that I probably haven't even introduced myself. Like, and I usually send a voice memo, you guys, because if you're genuine in the voice memos, people can tell, right? Like they can tell when you're being like, ah, da, da, and you're like sending a bunch of like voice memos, or if you're just doing it like, I just realized I haven't even introduced myself. My name's Trish. I have a little guy 5, like maybe our kids are the same age, like whatever. Cause I know who she is now. I know if she has a little boy or a little girl, or if she has dogs, or if she is into fitness, or if she's into whatever, because I've been like engaging on her page already. I'm just introducing myself. I'm just building a connection. Connecting is about connecting, you guys. It's about just building that, like it's just building that bridge with someone. It's just having that conversation, getting it rolling, right? You're going to do that with 5 or 10 people a day. So do you guys understand like how, like, if you're not adding to your network, you don't ever get down to the connecting piece because you're not going to have people to connect with. That's why you have to do all of these every single day. So that's connecting, right? It's just sending that conversation and starting that conversation with someone. That's it. Now we're going to get into inviting, right? This is the question that makes the difference, all right? This is it. So like, as I'm connecting with Stacy, her and I have had conversations back and forth for a while. She's been watching what I'm doing, right? I might throw it out there, right? Like I just might be like, hey, so like I'm getting ready, like this might be random, but I'm getting ready to do another round of this 10-day challenge. Is that something that you might want to join me on? Or like, hey, like I see that you like are doing low carb or whatever. Like, please tell me you've heard of ketones or you've tried them before, right? Like just something like after we're already having the conversation, right? It doesn't have to be like, it's not the first message you're sending them. You're not waiting for them to bring it up. It's just, you already built that relationship. They're not going to be weirded out by it. They're not going to be weirded out by it, you guys. It's okay to have that conversation. And I just want you guys to know that like, I have someone that I have been, I went through this process. I added her. I engaged with her. We have been connecting for so long. And then I finally just was like, hey, and I just invited her that it's now signing up to be a promoter tonight. Right. And I started this process with her probably back in like November or December. So like, it might take time, but like she's been drinking ketones for the last 2 months. So it's just a matter, like you build a genuine connection with people, like they're going to feel that, they're going to trust you, and it builds that loyalty. So invite, you're going to do that 5 to 10 people a day. Okay. 5 to 10 people a day, you're going to invite, you're going to have that conversation with them. And then following up, and I'm going to shoot this out to people here in a second, but like the magic is in the follow-up, you guys. Like you should always have a running list of people to follow up with. Always, just always. Like I have 100 humans I can follow up with any single day. And how do I find these people? These are anybody who has ever been interested in ketones. So like people have you talked about ketones in the past. If you don't know who you talk to on Facebook or text message, I don't know if you can do text message, Facebook, hit the search bar, hit ketones. Anytime you use that word, it will pop up and you can see all the people that you've talked to in the past. People that have voted on your stories. I always screenshot that, you guys. I always screenshot those people. I make sure I write it down. I have a list to follow up with. People that have commented on a post about the 10-day challenge or the reboot. It doesn't mean they responded yes to the call to action, but maybe they liked one of the posts that you made about like, I love having more energy as a mom, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh my gosh, like, that's awesome. Or you look great. Like, these are all people that you can just reach out and have a conversation and follow up with. Or customers, people that ordered a trial pack in the past that maybe never purchased, people that are not on SmartShip, follow up with them. Why are they not on SmartShip? Like these, like you have to have this ready, because when these 22% off guest pass sales drop, like you have to have it ready, because this is what everyone's doing during the sale. So when sales drop and you're like, wait a second, like who am I supposed to message? I'm following up with every human that I've already like talked to in the past. People that have been interested in the reboot or have ordered the reboot in the past, people that have ordered the 10-day challenge in the past. And then customers, you can follow up with them about the business opportunity. Like, hey, I know you've been drinking, blah, blah, blah. Like, have you ever considered doing what I'm doing, right? Like, that's another form of following up, reaching out and inviting people to that thing. And then this is, and I have to, Melissa May gave me this DMO Dominator, so I'm not taking credit for it. But just some quick tips really fast. Like, and I know she's going to cover some of these as well. They're probably a lot better than I could, but like playbook, like you have to have your playbook ready. Like have your DMO sheet, whichever one works for you, ready to go. I'm going to send out the one that I have, that I use. I also have I have that I use. I also have something in my planner where I win the day that I talked about last week, where I just write down like the 5 must-dos for my DMOs, right? Like have to get done. And that's what those things are. Cause I'm really big on having like a good check. Like I love a checklist, and I also like writing things out. But that's what works for me. But if you're not tracking your daily activity, you can't measure your progress. I can go back to October or September and I can see the number of people I had the conversations with if I was doing my DMOs. I can't lie to myself. I can't pretend like I'm getting stuff done. I have it. It forces me to see the checklist. Like I'm a checklist person. So like crossing things off my list, like it makes me tick and it makes me feel successful. It's helping me win my day every single day. Number 2, have business hours and turn off notifications. Turn them off. Pick at least 1 hour a day, or at least 2 30-minute blocks if you're super busy, to take like a time of action, like massive action hour, like whatever you need to call to help you get through it. Power hour. Some things that you can just turn off your notifications for your Instagram, your stories, turn off your notifications for your messages, you guys, because I tell you, you get distracted. And every time you get distracted, it takes you 9 minutes to get back on track. And if you get distracted 3 times, that's pretty much half of your hour right there getting back on track to what you were doing. So turn off your notifications. I promise you, like, you will thank me for this later. Set a timer, because connecting and engaging can really become like, I know like connecting and engaging on Instagram and stories, like it literally will become like, I'm connecting, I'm engaging, I'm doing this. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, look at Ashley and John are dancing in the robes again. And I'm like, and I start going through and I'm watching Nat's stories and I'm like going to Melissa's stories and I'm like, all right, like we all have scroll brains now. Like it's just the way that we are made. And like now we have like everybody's life in front of us. So set the timer, because I can, like, if I start getting off track and I'm like, I have 2 minutes left, like, and I'm like, turn around and I start doing it. But like, you have to do that. Like, you have to be able to like set boundaries for yourself. And that's where like being your own boss comes into place. And I know we glorify being our own boss all of the time. And I know, like, I always do. I love being my own boss, but at the same time, like in the chat, tell me if like being your own boss is the easiest job in the world, because it's probably the hardest job in the world, because you have to be honest with yourself. Like you have to really look at yourself and be your best boss and your worst boss. You need to decide like, oh my gosh, like I am doing this. Like I have to set my timer. I have to turn off my notifications, because I know this is what like, this is how I work. This is how I'm going to get things done. Does that make sense? Like, you have to understand that, like, if I'm going to say that I'm only going to add 1 person today and I'm just going to skip to the next thing, like you want to skip out on that, you're going to skip out on growing your business. Like, and you have to be really real and really, really honest with yourself. So I'm going to stop to share. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn it over, and you guys can just unmute. I'm not going to, you guys can, wait. I see May. Where did B go? She was just right here. There she is. All right, so I'm going to hand it over, and I'm going to let them share some of their tips that they have worked for them. And you guys, like when we say like, this is what we do, this is what we do. This is it right here. Good.
So I just want to start by saying, I think and this kept going off in my mind as you were talking. So many of these DMOs take place behind the scenes. And so if you're only doing like, oh, Trish posted that, I'm going to post that. Now I'm good for the day. Like, no, Trish is working 8 hours behind the scenes. You're not seeing, like, these DMOs take place not in the show. They take place in private messages. They take place in voice clips. They take place, like, these are the connection pieces, KLPs, random things. So this is how we grow our business behind the scenes. The fun stuff gets posted here and there. You can schedule those things all day long. The real work comes when you put your head down and actually get to work. And it is really, really hard to get that momentum back if you take your foot off the gas. And so when you feel that momentum, when you feel these DMOs working, like that's the time you push even harder and you double down, because once you have that momentum, you want to keep it rolling. So, one of the things I want to talk about, and I'm not normally a green brain person. I actually hate math and numbers. Like, that's not my thing. But Prove It has taught me to love numbers for the sense of the reboot. And I just kind of want to talk about my DMOs when it comes to the reboot, because the reboot launches 4 days out of the month. Like, oh, great, 4 days. I can crush this out in 4 days. No, you can't. This has to be your DMO throughout the month. And the reason I love the reboot is because of numbers. So just for instance, if you know about volume, if you've been around for a while, volume is our points. That's how we rank up. That's how we get new volume. That's how we get bonuses. For the reboot, the BV, the volume for the reboot is 60, and it's only a $79 product. That's really freaking high. Like, I don't know the numbers, but that's high. Just for comparison, a box of Nat is $130 and it's 80. So like, for the reboot, if you can crush the reboot, you will crush your volume, your new volume. And the thing with the challenge is you go right from the challenge into the reboot, or people that start with the reboot, they can go into the challenge. And so for me, one of my DMOs throughout the month is to follow up with those challenge people and make sure I'm trickling in like, oh yeah, and when you get done, you're definitely going to be set up for the reboot. Like, trickle in that language. And then also say like, hey, let me know if you want me to add you to my VIP reboot list. When Trish talked earlier about like when a sale drops and people are like, oh, what do I do? If you have that list already started, everyone who's done a challenge this month, everybody who's maybe asked you about the reboot or answered a poll about, fasting or something, if you have that list to work off of, then when the reboot drops, you're not just like, I'm going to go do a post. I call it post and pray. You can't just post once about the reboot and pray that you're going to sell 70 of them. Like, it just doesn't happen that way. You have to stay consistent, sprinkling it in, doing it every month. Are you doing the reboot? I don't care if you fake the damn thing, you guys. You have to like talk about it, show the broth, like that. It just has to be part of your DMOs if you plan on selling the reboot all throughout the month, not just the 4 days of the month. So that's my first thing. And then the last one is just follow-up conversation. So my business has had to change because of the challenge, right? The challenge changed our businesses for those of us who've been around more than a month or two. In the past, I would sell a trial pack and I would write their name down. I have a fancy little binder. Some of you have a Google Doc, however you're tracking people. And it was easier because I'm printing their label, I'm talking to them, I'm asking for their address. Now, most of my customers start behind the scenes. They click a button, they order a challenge. If you're not writing down the names of people that are ordering challenges, you probably have customers slipping through your fingers. That's your challenge. That's your trial pack now. A challenge is a trial pack. Those people need you to reach out and say, hey, oh my gosh, I just saw you got a challenge. I'm so excited for you. If you have a support group that you're doing with it, awesome. Connect them to the resources and tools, add them to the Drink Ketones Daily group. Make sure that right from the start, the day they buy that challenge, you're reaching out, introducing yourself, cheering them on. 3 days later, hey, Jody, did your challenge arrive? What flavor are you going to start with? Oh, lime, that's one of my favorites. Make sure you use extra water if you don't like it sweet. Cool. A day or two later, hey, Jody, just want to check in. How are you doing? Again, you're building that relationship so that when it comes time that they need more, it's not just like, hey, how you doing? Here's the site. Go order more, right? Like, ask about what's your day like? Can you drink these at work? What do you do for a living? Oh, awesome. I was a teacher too. Like, that's when you're talking. Here's the piece of new volume. And there's so many new volume crushers on this team. So I would love to hear how you guys do it. But one of my new volume tips is coupons are not for me. Like, great, I could get 3 free boxes of ketones this month. That's not going to grow my business. Coupons are for my customers to get them in the door, to get them a new, get them to buy something else. So new volume is when a customer becomes a customer for 30 days. So if they buy a challenge pack, that's new volume. Awesome. But you're not done with them. You still have 30 days that whatever they order is going to be your new volume. So over the next 30 days, you want them to order freaking 30 boxes. Their next couple orders will still count as new volume. So when I follow up with those people and I'm like, hey, I saw you love lime. Did you want to continue with a whole box of that? I can hook you up with a coupon. Here's my rule though. I never send a coupon code without saying, here's a coupon. So glad you can take advantage of this. Do you want to learn about how you can actually get these for free though? Like not just a discount, but like totally free. There's a way to do it as a customer or even a promoter. Like, does either of those interest you? And that plants the seed and leads into the promoter conversation. I will not give a coupon without planting that seed and at least getting in their mind like, oh shit, I can earn these free. Even as a customer, I don't have to join a team or pay anything. So that plants the seed. Every single customer I do that with. So that when we do have a sale, when a promoter pack goes on sale, when we have these sneak peek calls coming up, I have a list of humans. Again, this is all behind the scenes, right? So if you're a promoter and you're just copying Trisha's posts that you're seeing on social media and thinking like, well, I'm doing what Trisha's doing and it's not working. Well, that's behind the scenes. Okay, I'm done.
No, that was good. Like, I love the behind the scenes thing, like, because that is so freaking important, you guys, because like, listen, like, I'm not going to like go on Instagram stories and be like, oh my God, I just sent 10 messages to new people. Like, like, of course not. Like, and it's taken a long time, right? Like, you build the relationships. It takes that time. And I like absolutely love, like, what do you do? Like, when are you taking your ketones? And like, it's so important. Like the 10-day challenge is still your responsibility to treat them like those trial packs. Like, I don't know about you, but like, I literally hold the hand of my trial packs and I hold the hand of my challenge people. I reach out to them every single day. Like, I have a list and I just voice memo them. I'm like, hey, what's up, Melissa? Like, all right, what day are you on? Like, okay, I know yesterday you like lime, but like, what flavor are you trying today? Like, how are you feeling? And I just keep going every single day till the 10 days is up. That's my responsibility. That's me as a boss being like, this is a business I want to grow. So thank you for that. Melissa May. Hi.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
So I did just get a spray tan and I haven't showered yet. So like I look super dark and slightly dirty. But
you don't look dirty. And are you, I found a live from my first epic, where I literally said, I'm uncomfortably tan right now. So like, I feel you.
I was very, very pale prior. So I'm like super dark right now. Okay, so Melissa, like number one, and Melissa B, she crushes new volume every single month. You guys, if you did not take notes on the reboot, like please, please, please take that, what she said, very seriously, because that is like the bread and butter to her new volume every single month is that reboot. But I want to preface, when we're talking about daily methods of operation, I want you guys to realize we're not talking about an immediate outcome. So when we're doing our daily methods of operation, I really want you guys to understand that we're in this for the long game, right? Like no one here is promised quick. This isn't like a get rich quick scheme, right? Like, no, we're not here to get rich quick. These DMOs are going to hone your skills, and we're all here for the long term, the long run. This company is going to be around for a long time. These DMOs are how you hone your skills, right? And if you suck at them in the beginning, that's okay, because you have to start somewhere and you have to grow. You have to learn. You have to learn by doing it and failing forward, right? So some of the simple DMOs that I do every single day. Number one, if you are a parent, if you have children, put a 1 in the comments section. If y'all have children, I know we have some we have some fur parents here too, so that counts too. All right, now put a 2 in the comments if you also work a job that isn't Prove It. All right, almost everybody. Like there's not a lot of full-time, like we want everybody to be a full-time prover, right? And that's the goal for a lot of us. Like that was my goal when I joined. Some people, that's not the goal. Here's the deal, guys. If you want to actually get your DMOs done realistically, and I've been there, I was a brand new mom of twins that worked a full-time job. You have to set your work hours. You have to. And a lot of the times they're going to be before you go to your job, or they're going to be on your lunch break. So you need to be very or they're going to be when your kids and your husband go to bed. But you have to, in your mind, say, okay, I'm either going to I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. and do my power hour in the morning. I'm going to work on my lunch break every day, or my work hours are from, 10 to midnight, which was when my work hours were. All of those were my work hours when I was working full time. But you have to be very intentional and specific with when you are going to do your work, okay? Don't just like wake up in the morning and say, oh, I gotta do my DMOs and now it's 12 o'clock at night and you've done nothing. Like be super intentional about, okay, here's the time I'm doing my work today. And then I set a timer. When I'm doing these DMOs, I'm saying, okay, here's something I do every day. I set a timer for 10 minutes, right? It doesn't have to be hours and hours and hours. You could get through a lot of people in 10 minutes. So I go into stories. You can do this on Facebook or Instagram. There are stories on both. And it's really important that you do this in stories because then you pop up into someone's DM. And I go, and hint, do not do this with other promoters. It's a waste of your time. Like this DMO, like if you're spending your DMO time interacting with other promoters, you're wasting your damn time. All right. So I will like scroll all the way back to like the end of my stories because Facebook and Instagram think you like all of the other promoters and those are going to be the first people you see. So you got to scroll. You have to scroll to the end. And then I'll just click on one person. I'll see something that I like. I'll give them a compliment. I'll do a star emoji. I'll do a fire emoji. Just something that pops up into their DM. Because then what they're going to do is they're going to see you pop up and they're going to come check out your stuff. They're going to come look at what you got going on, who you are, right? So you're building, this is engagement. And now here's the other trick. Once you commented and interacted with one person, you scroll to the next person. Don't sit there watching all 100 of their stories. That is also wasting your damn time. Interact with one, go to the next one. Interact with one, go to the next one, right? So you want to quickly get through as many people commenting, interacting, creating engagement as possible in that 10 minutes. If you're a parent and you're working full time, you have to be super intentional with that time and that you want to get the most out of that 10-minute timer that you set. So that is something that I do every single day. Something else that I do is, so I do build primarily on Facebook. So Facebook groups. Every single day, number one, if you don't know who your target customer, who you want to help, who you like helping, right? And who your target business partner is, like what are the qualities of the person you want to join your business? Those are two things you must know. All right, so for me, my dream client, the person who I love helping the most are twin moms. Because I know how damn hard that is to be a twin mom and be busy and need the energy and be crazy, like losing your mind all of the damn time. So twin moms. So I'll go into a twin mom group and I'm not spamming people. I'm not going into a group and prospecting and just picking 100 people and sending them messages. Hey, do you want to join my keto group? I actually add value. So maybe I have a tip. Maybe I have a question. Maybe I actually have feedback. Someone posted something and I can actually give my, feedback, something that's worked for me, help other moms. And in return, you start to create these relationships with these people in these groups who then do become your friends. You do friend request them, and then they start seeing what you have going on and how you can help them. So that's a way that I build my following on Facebook. And I mean, oh my gosh, I think I have like 6 twin moms as promoters on my team now because they start loving the product and then they join the team. So find your people, like we were saying earlier. If you don't run marathons, don't go into a marathon group. If you are not a twin mom, don't go into twin mom groups to try to find people, because that's inauthentic and people can feel that and they're gonna find out, and then you're just gonna get blocked or reported as like a spammer. So go find your true people, add real value. So twice a day in 2 different groups, I go add value into groups, and then I interact with the people that are commenting and liking on that post, right? And then the last DMO that I have that, if you guys are not utilizing Freebie Friday, like who's doing Freebie Friday? Put a 3 in the comments. Freebie Friday. Good, 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 good. If you're not doing Freebie Friday, make this a DMO this week, okay? Because this is how you uncover leads. Listen, if you're a big hat influencer, you might not need to do this because you already have these leads coming in. But for a majority of us, we don't have hundreds of people in our DM every day, okay? So we have to go find those people. We can't wait for them to come to us, and that's what Freebie Friday does. Freebie Friday, post a fun selfie saying it's Freebie Friday. Who wants to learn how they can earn a free box of ketones? 10 people will win, no strings attached, because that's true. 10 people every Saturday, it gets picked, win a free box of ketones. We have multiple promoters on our team who have won. One of our promoters on our team, Ellie, just won this past week, okay? So what happens when you post that? You have 60, 70, 100, however many people raising their hands in the comments saying, I want to learn how to earn a free box of ketones. Oh, guess what? Those are leads. Those are people interested in ketones. Those are people that you send messages to when there's a sale, or when you're doing a 10-day challenge group, or just to invite to your group, or whatever it is that you want to do. But those aren't leads. Those are 100% people who are interested in ketones. They told you so, right? So look, here's what you do. I don't know where I have it. Somewhere in this notebook. Make a list. Every Friday, the new people, make a list. Every Friday. I have a Freebie Friday list. And now that's your list of people that you can reach out to. If you're doing follow-ups, if you're doing prospecting, if you're doing a 10-day challenge and you want to invite people to a challenge, if there's a sale, whatever it is, now you don't have to guess who you're going to reach out to. You have a whole list of people to reach out to, and that is what I have for you.
That's a really, do you guys have a ton of notes right now? Like, seriously, like, I know it was shot fired. I know it was like, this is it, but like, this is what we do. Like, I know for a fact that like Melissa May like works from her DMO list. Like, it's nobody's business. Like, and that is why she has the business that she has. And you guys, like, when she says like she has all these twin moms on her team, and then Melissa B was like, I like her jam of teachers, like that tells you right there that they know exactly the audience they're going for. You can't just put it out there and hope that whoever comes to you comes to you. You have to understand that like you have to be targeted. You have to know the groups that you're joining. You have to know the hashtags that you're searching for. So if you're sitting here and you're like, well, I don't know where to begin, stop tonight and make a list, you guys. Go down and just make a list of who you are. Like, are you a mom? Are you a wife? What do you like to do? Right? Like, and like, I know, like, you might have to like really think about like, what do you do? Like, who are you? Right? Like, create your avatar. Your avatar is you. So like, that's all it is. Like, write down that list and then search those hashtags, search for groups like that. And that's where you can go through and do all of this. So I'm going to do one more screen share really, really fast to wrap up this DMO sheet. So you guys are fully aware of like what every piece is. And then we're going to hop off because it's almost an hour. So the last part of this DMO sheet, so this is the one that I have that I pulsed out, right? We talked about this. Add 5 people, connect with 5 people, engage with 5 people, invite 5 people, follow up with 5 people. So these are out of order, but that's, you guys get it, right? Like, follow up with 5 people. Post 2 times. If you're brand new to social media and you're utilizing Facebook, post twice a day. Post twice a day in your group. Do something. But like, if you're on Instagram, you need at least like 10 stories a day, right? Like, or you don't post, you don't have to post twice on Instagram every single day, but like in your stories, you got to show up every single day, but post twice a day, engage in a group or a hashtag, right? This is a different, like, see, I do this engage up here where I'm engaging with the people I've already added. And then I'm going into groups and a hashtag and I'm individually engaged with them and then checking in with 5 customers a day at least. Then I come down here, dream team. What is this? This is as I'm searching for hashtags, I'm searching for my people. Who are my people? Who are people that like I want them on my team? They are my dream team. I'm going to find them. I'm going to write their name or their handle down here. And then this is for a full week. I will be sure that I am engaging with them. I am connecting with them. I am engaging and connecting and building a relationship, constantly talking to them, right? Not annoying. Like, don't go after people because you're like, oh, well, they have, 15,000 followers on Instagram. I'm just going to they're my dream team. No, like make sure that you connect with them, you guys, like build that relationship. I write their name down and then I go through and I make sure I connect with them every single day and I just check in with them. And then what I do is I move them to a spreadsheet. That's it. I just have a plain blank spreadsheet and I write their handles down there. And then I make sure that as I go back and I'm connecting with them, maybe not every single day, but maybe every couple of days, maybe whatever, right? But I'm making sure I'm continually connecting with them because they're going to be able to see my stuff. And that's the dream team portion of that. That was the last thing, because I know we didn't really talk about that. Okay. So was this helpful for everyone? In the comments, put a heart, or no, that's too hard. A 1 if this was helpful, for you. And literally, yes, good. Let's give massive, yes, I will post this in the page and I will post out, it's a PDF and I'm still figuring out how to post PDFs, you guys. So bear with me. I'm still technologically impaired. But seriously, a huge thank you to both Melissas who took time, they are super busy. They're getting ready to go to Epic. So I know jumping on here, but their tips are amazing. And I hope you guys took notes and I hope you guys take it to heart. Everything they say, everything that we talk about are things that we literally do. And I know I keep saying it, but so much of the time, I know people think that we are doing this magic stuff. We are doing magic things behind the scenes, right? It's like Melissa said, we are doing the magic things behind the scenes. This is what we're doing right here. There's nothing else that's secret. This is what we're doing. We're not just making that post. Posting and stuff is just, that's the backup to the real bread and butter of what we're doing in our business every single day. So what I'm going to do is, for those of you, I know some of you guys are not going to Epic, I'm going to do a DMO fun, weekly, a thing from now until the end of the week, because everyone's going to be in Vegas, and who would like to stay accountable and get their business rolling while everyone else is in Epic? Because here's the thing, you're going to get sucked into all the FOMO, like me, I already have massive FOMO about it. But we're going to just work here. We're going to work, we're going to roll, we're going to go at home. So every day in the Keto Collective, if you guys are not in there yet, make sure you answer the questions and I will let you in, I promise. I'm going to be doing a DMO drop where I'll post it. You guys take it, snap a photo of your DMOs and share it. And then we'll do some prizes at the end of the week that I'll send out. For everybody for participating and just winning your day, right? Just for showing up. Yes, the Keto Collective promoter, the Facebook page. Exactly. So I love you guys. For those of you going to Epic, safest travels. I'm hugging you virtually. I'm loving you virtually. And I will be stalking all of you. But I hope you guys have the best night. And I hope you have an amazing week. I love you guys and I will talk to you later. Bye.